Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I have been seeing a lot of commentary on how the girlies want synthetic wigs that you can just put on and go, and unfortunately, y'all, the ones they are making these days need a little or a lot of customization, all right? I'm gonna show you what it looks like when I just install the wig right out the pack with little to no customization, and then what it looks like when you do a lot of customization. Let's get right to it. This is Sensationnel's Human Hair Blend HD Lace Front Wig, Butta Lace, in Volume Curl 22 inches.
Ooh, she is cute. She's bouncy. She's full.
This is it straight out of the box. The part is 5 inches deep and has ear-to-ear lace. It says it's pre-plucked, but since the parting on the side is not that deep, you can't really tell that it's plucked. I got it off of Beauty of New York for about $40 with my own funds because that seems to be important to people these days. The lace is for sure HD. It's thin and extremely see-through, but my favorite part of this wig is the curls. This wig is definitely living up to its name. Putting it on, you can see that the hairline is pretty straight, not natural looking at all. This is after I have done some plucking. I have a widow's peak naturally, so when I pluck my wigs, that is what I'm aiming for. Let me know if y'all want a detailed tutorial on how I pluck my synthetic wigs. I have a few videos that touch on it, but not a dedicated video, so let me know down below. I'm going to be flipping back and forth between each install so you can get a true idea of the difference customizing can make. For the initial install, I use my Even Lace melting spray. It says you can use it for a full install, but I'm still trying to get the hang of using this. I haven't figured out the perfect ratio of product to drying time, so most of the times it ends up not drying well or lifting, but we're getting better. We're working on it. But for both installs, I do have to mention I did not do a bald cap. I didn't think it was needed for such a small parting space. I think skipping the step of the bald cap definitely makes the throw on and go aspect of the wig more of a reality. The difference on how I glued down this wig is that I use my Erica J watermelon lace glue. I have literally had this for years, y'all, probably because I only do one layer at a time and it's a very thin layer. But once everything is glued down, then I go in with my melting spray to lock everything in place. To make sure the lace is melted for the initial install, I use paper wrap and then use an elastic band to just hold everything in place. If you've been watching my videos, you know I've really been loving the no baby hair installs on my synthetic wigs, but this wig is not for that. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak, okay? You have to add baby hair. So I added a few, curled them with my baby straightener, then molded them with some Got2b gel. For the second install, I used a little bit of the Even spray that made its way onto my forehead after I tried to melt my lace on the baby hairs, and it didn't leave much residue once it dried, so I think that could be a good product to use for your baby hairs, but I wouldn't suggest using it too much because it can get messy very quickly. I also used my TIGI bedhead holding spray on my baby hairs as well whenever I needed more product to move the hair around. Baby hairs are so challenging for me, as they always have been, because I feel like if they're too long, they look crazy. If they're too short, then what's the point? And then I can just never tell what the right amount is for me. I did take my time this go around because we are aiming for a very custom hairline regardless of the parting space, and I actually really like the way they turned out. Do you struggle with your baby hairs? And if not, leave me some tips and tricks for my next install and for those who do struggle with it, because we would love to hear them. Are we feeling the initial install or install number 2 more so far? Let me know. After I let the lace dry down, I go in with all of the tweaking, hot combing the part, cutting a little bit of layers, and using a Y2 comb to loosen the curls a bit. The hair does fall pretty nicely when combed, but to me, the part still looks very unrealistic on my head. I saw this tip from a girl on TikTok that when you're combing or brushing your synthetic wigs, to do it in the direction that it's going in and pretend like your comb or your brush is making the curl. I hope that makes sense. You would think that's like common sense, but it really made a difference in my synthetic wigs, and it has brought lifeless curls back to life, risen from the dead, y'all, right before my eyes. And yes, you can use a curling iron, but after a few times of doing this, you really see your curls taking shape. And I think it's a lot easier to do if you don't have access to a curling iron, if you're not good with a curling iron, and especially if you're just not home and you need to like really fluff up your wig real quick. So definitely use that as a tip. If I find the video, I'll try to link it in my description box, but I really don't know who I see this from. But this is what the wig was looking like on the first install, y'all. What do we think? But here's the part we were all waiting for though, install number 2. You can see that the widow's peak is very prominent and it looks extremely natural. I used my foundation stick on the part, so it made it pop even more, and we love that. I forgot to mention, along with plucking the widow's peak, I plucked the part so it was more defined. You can kind of tell this because it picks up the cap a little bit more on this second install. Then I used my unbrush that I got from TikTok shop to brush out the curls instead of using a comb. The brush kind of clumps the curls together better than the comb does, and it just makes the wig look more realistic. I did add a little braid on both of them, and the second time that I installed it, I left the braid in there. But I really want to learn how to do a fishtail braid, but we're going to save that for another day. I went in with my foundation brush around the lace to make sure my makeup and the lace is blended as best as possible, and topped it off by hot combing everything down. I feel like there was one point in time where heat in a synthetic wig was like unheard of, and now I treat it like it's a human hair. Granted, this is human blend, but you know, synthetic is synthetic, and I never have my heat up to the max, but I do make it pretty high. And she looks so cute, y'all. I absolutely loved this hair. I didn't wear it for too long just because I had other wigs to install, but this was my Valentine's Day hair, and it lasted me all day into the next day. I'll be sure to link this wig down below, so make sure to check that out in the description box. Like I mentioned before, I love the curls on this wig. It's super full, and even though I did not wear this for too long, I definitely feel like you could get a few wears out of this for sure. This hair is not itchy at all. It's very soft to the touch. Everything about this wig is just a yes. Make sure to tap that description box and buy this wig, y'all. But we're not done yet, y'all. Sometimes I get these ideas based on my outfits, and as much as I love this hair long, I knew short hair would look so much better with the dress that I had on. So I went in and cut this to around my shoulder, and it looks even more full and voluminous. Usually I like wearing my synthetic wigs for a little bit before I go on big chopping them, but I'm trying to get out of the habit of not playing around with my wigs and saying I'll do it when it gets a little lived in, because what ends up happening is I forget, or I just don't feel like reinstalling it, or I'm just afraid that it won't turn out right and I want to leave it as is. But that was not the case here, so I really need to get out that habit. I got so many compliments on my whole look, and I'll insert some pictures for y'all, but y'all don't be afraid to really play and customize and chop up and do whatever to your wigs. They're synthetic. You can get a new one easy peasy. They're not expensive, and you get practice for when you actually get those real human hair wigs. Comment down below, do we like this long or short? If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and tap the notification bell so you know exactly when I drop a new video here on this channel. Make sure to share this video with your lazy friends who never customize their wigs so they can see exactly what customization can do to elevate your synthetic or even human wigs, all right? I know a lot of people want to just throw it on and go. It's not that. It's not giving that. This isn't the wig for that, okay? Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed watching it, and be sure to leave me some comments down below. Would you wear this wig? Are we feeling it? Because I am loving it, y'all. Let me know if you like this video and if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.